Hola guys, Matt's back again. Out here at this park, I had to change locations today due to some people being outside at my spots. But it's alright though. So, quick one today. I do have some videos that I could upload in the backlog, but something did cross my mind that I kind of wanted to make a video on because I see a lot of people making videos on this and I have some experience in it. So I figured, why don't I make a video on it too? Warehouse jobs, man. I feel like everybody, but really every dude, I think, is gonna have like a warehouse job arc, whether it's long or short. But I realize that it's like a little bit of a niche on YouTube here, just the warehouse job stories. And I hate to to beat a dead horse to absolute death. But they're horrible, man. Warehouse jobs are for, I don't even know who they're for. I don't think they're for humans. Granted, you could say humans have done this type of work all the time. Don't be a wuss, don't be weak. The job at hand is usually not the biggest issue in these stories. The job is hard, but then again, you could say every job is hard in its own way. Even like, waiting tables and stuff. You don't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting, but it's the constant social drain. Even if you do have a big social battery, doing it for that many hours in a day, on the days you don't feel like it. You got to do it when you're going through a breakup. You got to do it when you're going through a death. You got to do it when you're depressed. You got to do it when you're feeling anxious. You got to do it when you didn't get enough sleep last night. You got to do it when you just don't want to do it. So that could become like its own draining experience. Warehouse jobs, the work itself, yeah, you could say it's really physically draining. But in my experience, the worst part about it was the culture. That's what got me out of my warehouse job. And spoiler alert, before I get into the story, it's the only job I think I ever walked out on. Just like straight up, goodbye. Only job. I've worked quite a few jobs, and that job is the only one I just left. Up and left, just couldn't take it. I don't even think it was the middle of the day. I think I just left at the beginning of the day too. So, with that being said, this is what happened. So, my warehouse job of choice, not to disrespect the company or anything, it was UPS. I pray they don't like flag me and make all my packages come slow now or something, but it was UPS. That was I think it was my first real job, I think. What a way to introduce yourself to the job market, So I get there, and what's crazy? One thing that this job has taught me a lot of is I see why, like, basically the way I look at jobs now is if they offer a lot of things up front, like if they're just like, as soon as you sign on, you get insurance, as soon as this, you get this, as soon as you come on, you get benefits. I see why. I start to like raise my eyebrow, like, oh, this job probably is horrifyingly bad or something, or really taxing or something, because that's what they did. I go there and they were really motivational. You start the first week just in classes, watching videos, learning how to lift boxes, learning how to strap things down, learning how to use different little tools and little stuff. Learning about the power zone. If anybody from UPS watching this, they if you know the power zone and how to lift things correctly without hurting yourself, all that good stuff. And they were really, really soft on you in that classroom. And it's funny because that classroom is very sound isolated. It's very cool and comfortable, and you sit in chairs. You basically, for the first week, you get paid to just sit there and watch videos and do little, like, not puzzles, but just lifting up these little boxes with basically nothing in it. And you're getting paid just for that. The first week. And then it was all fine then. And I'm thinking like, okay, this, any job is going to be hard. I'm sure it's not going to be as easy as they say it is, but it shouldn't be that hard either. Oh my God. If you're not somebody who works out and does a lot of stuff already, like actively, which I was not, definitely, it's going to be a hell of a physical toll. My first day on the job, I didn't expect to just get thrown in like that. Like, I came, I saw the teacher lady or whatever her name, whatever her position was, one last time. And then after that, I was just thrown in. They took me down to the dock. I was like unloading things. And they were just like, here's your truck. And that was it. They just threw me into this truck. And I'm like, oh, okay. There we go. And they teach you a lot of things, but they teach you almost in a misleading way. And when I say that, they teach you the stuff like, you know, what you're supposed to do in the right way and everything. But it's just they don't have a real way of simulating the pace and the urgency. I had to take a pause. But yeah, they don't simulate the pace and the energy. I don't think it's any way to simulate it correctly. It's impossible to prepare you for how vicious it is. It's just they put me in the back of this truck and they were just like, get to work. And I'm unloading this truck. Some stuff is, you know, just regular boxes, light boxes. Some stuff is like really heavy that's close to the floor, and you know, I'm using what they taught me. And it's really hot though. Like, I went in the summertime. It was really hot. They didn't really specify exactly how hot it would be. They said make sure you have water and stuff, but I'm thinking like, you know, you're exercising, whatever. You're gonna sweat your legs off just by being in the back of those trucks, with how hot it is. So it's super hot. So that's not great. And then they're kind of just like, they kind of treat you like a robot. You're expected to just meet these times. And everybody, if you slow down even for a second, it almost seems like everybody, like the whole building is like coming down on you. Like, I'm working. I'm pushing stuff through, and I'm having stuff fall off, and you know, it's like a conveyor belt that goes into the truck. And you gotta put stuff on it, roll it down, put stuff on it, roll it down, put stuff on it, roll it down. And I'm having stuff fall off, I'm having jams, and you know, you gotta clear the jam. And I'm doing that, you know, it's my first couple days, I'm doing that, and there's no assistance. And if I do ask for help, it was just this guy, and he'll make another appearance in the story. It was just this one manager dude who was just like very unhappy to be helping me. He wasn't doing anything but walking around with a clipboard. He was very unhappy to have to help me with these jams or whatever you want to call it. It would help me with anything. Hey, I got some, you know, if I got to go to the bathroom. I got to do this. Whatever. He was not happy about having to do this stuff. So with that being said, it's like, man, it's not a lot of like, it's a little demoralizing because you feel like you're just like in the way and bothering everybody. And God forbid you ask, like, you know, some people in the warehouse were cool. I barely got to talk to anybody. There was like this one guy who helped me with something when the manager kind of, either he ignored me or he didn't hear me and I thought he ignored me or something. I think he just got tired of helping me. And this one guy, like, you know, and they ended up sending me home for the day. And I was taking a break at one point this first day because my arm started cramping. And mind you, yes, I was, you know, a skinny guy, not, you know, really fit for this kind of work at my current, you know, physical situation. I get that. But, you know, I just needed a second. My arm was cramping and I literally couldn't lift anything. And not like, oh, my arm hurts. No, it was actually like locking up. Like, if I like relaxed my arm for a second, my hand would go like it would just, my whole arm would just bend in on itself. It was so cramped. It would just stay like this and hurt. So I had to like function, like purposely make sure I kept my arm out like this and had to sit there like that. Never had that happen before or since this job. And so I make it through the first day. Well, they sent me home early, but I make it through the first day. Come back the next day. It's a little bit easier because I think I knew what to expect. So I was kind of like utilizing my own strategy. Like, they teach you this stuff, but you kind of got to like put your spin on it to meet these times, these unrealistic expectations. Like, you know, I'm technically kind of sort of breaking a little bit of rules here and there to get stuff done, but I'm getting it done quicker. And you know, I did all right. I went to break. I was doing all right. And I think I had like a day off after that. Or no, I was done for like the week. For some reason, I think they only scheduled me like 2 days that week or something. And I remember going home feeling so like apart from my soul, like if that's the way to put it, because you're just, man, nobody even has to tell you. You're not a human in that environment. You're not expected to be a human. You're not treated like one. You're not responded to like one. You're not looked at like one. Nobody has time to be worrying about what you got going on with your human issues. And that sucked real bad. Just being treated that way. So I think when I came back the next week, I came back and this manager dude, man, this was my last day. I think I worked outside of that first week. I worked like pretty much 2 weeks in total. Yeah, I friggin' go back, and this manager dude, I forgot his name, otherwise I say it, because he was something, man. I don't know, he was something. I don't know, whatever. But I came, and the bus was running just a tiny bit late. Not even 30 minutes, like maybe 10, 15 minutes. The bus was late. I took the bus. It was a long bus ride from the main city where I was at. Well, I could say the city where I was from to this UPS, package, whatever center, whatever. It was a long ride, so there's a lot of opportunity for things to slow the bus down. And that happened this day. I think it was a lot of people who had wheelchairs on the bus, and the bus driver has to get off and deal with that and put them on, strap them in. And when they get to their stop, you gotta take the straps off, get them out, put the ramp out, all that. Not put them out, but let them off the bus. Anyway, I get there, and I think because somehow I had to get like an assignment, like get my assignment, and because I was a little bit late or something, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. And this is where, like, you talk about 3 strikes at a job. I think all 3 strikes happened within like 10 minutes of me arriving. I get there, and this guy, I'm trying to stop people that look like they're in management to ask, like, what should I do? Where should I go? Blah, blah, blah. And they were just like, and just kept moving. They got their water jugs, they got their belts and stuff, and they're putting it on. They're running around. They like, I don't know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about what I need to do, where I need to go. They didn't tell you? Oh, man. And they're just running. And these are people who look like they're in management. They're not dressed. Some of them are dressed like workers, and some of them aren't. And nobody knows anything. Nobody can help me. Nobody can point me to the right direction, right? So I run into the manager dude, who's walking around with his clipboard, as always. So I get to him, and he cuts me off because I'm like, hey, you're late. And I try to repeat, the bus was, why are you making excuses? I would have been here early, like I normally am, if the bus wasn't. Why are you making excuses right now? Why are you talking to me right now? Shouldn't you be working? And I'm like, I don't know where to go. And he's like, you know what? He cuts me off. He's like, you know what? I'm not doing this with you. Go to the office. And I'm like, what office? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Go over there to that office. Blah, 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 blah. And I go sit in this office, and there's this like mean African-American lady in there. And some African-American people in positions of like either management or power in any industry seem to almost want to be extra hard on their own kind a lot of times, because they want to prove to their superiors that they're not going to take it easy based on race and commonalities with other people that look like them. I've realized that in a lot of different industries, but what was the deal here? She was just mean, staunch African-American lady, older, and she was just like, why are you late? We take lateness serious. And I'm just like, I tried to explain to him the bus was late, and she's just like, we don't control the bus. We don't have anything to do with the bus. Why are you late? And I'm like, I started to feel like I wasn't even, like, I had to like check and make sure I was saying the right thing. I'm just like, what am I supposed to be saying here? Because I'm usually early. If I I'm usually early getting on the bus at that same time. It wasn't like I was trying to get there on time. I usually go to jobs. When I have a car now, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I have a car now. I used to take the bus all the time. And I always used to try to get to work early because I know the bus can do weird stuff. So I would, like, if I knew there was a bus that would get me there right on time, I would take the bus before that one, just to allow for any, traffic or anything. So in my mind, I'm like, am I saying something wrong here? And it dawned on me that they wanted me to just admit guilt, admit fault, take whatever punishment it is, and just shut up and get. And I wasn't willing to do that, because I was like, I did everything right on my end. So I'm not about to just bow down and say that I'm a screw up when I took precautions and things still went left. Life happens. And that's the lack of humility and just humanity that I always talk about. Man, so she ends up getting frustrated with me saying the same thing. And I'm just like, I apologize. I'll get on a bus 2 buses earlier, but I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going to say I did anything wrong. And she storms out of the office. Like, you know what? And just storms out. And I'm just sitting there in this office like, I don't know what she's about to do, or who she's about to get, or what she's about to come back here and try to do to me, or say to me. I sat there for like 3 minutes, and then something was like welling up inside of me. And what I realize now is like the emergence of my self-worth as a human. And it just reached this like fever pitch. And I just got up and walked out. I just got up and walked out, yeah. I just left because I just wasn't going to do that. I just wasn't going to deal with that. I just wasn't going to do that. I didn't deserve that, and I wasn't going to act like I deserved that. I didn't do anything particularly wrong. And so I just left. Felt better for it because that job was not for me, clearly. And I want to know who it's for. Like, who it's for. So, yeah, that's how my warehouse job experience went. It's just not a great position to be in life if that's your only option. Granted, hey, a lot of them pay really well, and I know people who have done it for years, and, good for them. That's all I can say. That job didn't play to my strengths as a person, and it's tough, man. It's tough on the psyche. It's tough on the spirit. You gotta have tough skin and just a tough body and a tough resolve and a real motivation to be there to make it in that environment, because you're not a human in there. You're either doing what you're supposed to be doing or you're not. Like, there's no in between. There's no feeling. There's no mental health. You're either executing or you're not executing, and that's a problem. And pros and cons to that type of business model from an employment standpoint. So, like I said, this wasn't going to be a long video, I say, as it's approaching 20 minutes. But that was my experience. If you guys worked in warehouse jobs, let me know how yours was. Did you like it? Are you working at one now? Do you have any recommendations for people who are about to, or maybe working in warehouse jobs at the moment and struggling? Because I know during the Christmas season, Amazon, I've gotten emails, Amazon and places like it, really do a crazy job of bonuses, bringing on a lot of people to make a lot of money during this like peak season. So a lot of people are about to be in that situation, and a lot of people won't make it. So maybe you guys can like shed some light on what to expect for those people in the comments. I'm gonna get out of here because, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching my little story time. I appreciate it. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Mass.